Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Now, it's middle of the month of June, and for those of you who have been following my channel for a longer while, you probably know what is coming up. And in today's video, I'm just basically going to quickly lay out the format, how we are going to be doing the champion ranking series that I do every 6 months on this channel. So twice a year, I basically do more extensive ranking series that I try to reflect where I see the game at currently. And based on that, it all basically started with like the class top rankings, and so basically videos like 4 to 11. But as time went on, obviously people wanted to see how would you rank 2020, latest year champions? How would you rank up champion buffs? And that is one of the most unfortunate things, because in all of the ranking series thus far, I did include, champions buffed in 2020 or champions buffed in 2021. And then we had champions buffed in 2022, which was significantly less. And unfortunately, we are at a point where in 2023, I can't and I will not make a separate video about champions that are buffed in 2023, because there's hardly any, at the very least, hardly any that are worth mentioning. And some of them are newly released ones when we're buffed, well, they're balanced. I guess those are interchangeable now. But yeah, champion buff program has gone completely to the wayside, which is a very, very big loss to the community, I would say. It was one of the best things Kabam had going for them for quite a while, and it just disappeared one step at a time. They promised us, 4-4-2 buff schedule. Then they said we're going to be doing like 3 buffs a month. Then we're going to go down to 2 buffs a month. And then we arrived on maybe we are getting 1 buff a month. And now in the last couple of months, we're just not getting any. To a point where this year I had like, 4 champions buffed? So I'm not going to be basically covering that. But as we can see, in the first video, I will be ranking 2023 champions released so far. Because there are definitely some extremely exciting champions that we have in the game already. And I definitely look forward to kind of like breaking this down and, expressing my personal opinions, which I find to be on top and stuff like that. And as always, these ranking videos will be a mixture of my personal views of the game plus current game relevance and trends and popularity and basically where these champions are making mark on contest. It will be obviously harder to rank champions that are very fresh, but with that we're basically kind of taking a bit of leap of faith and making an educated guess. But because of the fact that it is harder to rank these brand new champions, we're also having a revisit series of 2022 rankings, because obviously there will be definitely some very significant changes, because a lot of champions that got released initially maybe didn't necessarily take off immediately. Some of those champions might have got unbalanced, and that increased their standings. And without a doubt, some champions are and have been overhyped, and they fell down the rankings, well, relatively quickly. We have had plenty of champions that seem to shine for a bit, and then they just kind of disappear. I think some of the better examples recently will be like Spider-Man 2099. It was like all the craze for a while, and then with changes to Alliance War and True Strike being removed from Alliance War boss, you see that champion very, very rarely now in specific scenarios. And obviously he still has die-hard fans, but I don't think that anybody now is going to make an argument that Spider-Man 2099 is like a top 3 science champion, which was basically a source of a lot of criticism in some of my rankings, that people were pounding at me that, oh, Spider-Man 2099 is like the best thing ever. So, as always, with time, these things change, and I did want to revisit 2022 rankings. After that, we are going to be taking a look at all 6 class rankings respectively. And I do think that there are very significant shifts happening in between class rankings, especially taking in consideration, again, how many champions, got arrived for some of the classes. Like tech classes getting a massive boost this year so far. They have got Future Ant-Man, Shocker, Will Vision, Shuri buff is very meaningful, and now we're going to get Lady Deathstrike as well, so that's definitely super helpful to tech last. And even in some of the classes where they might not get many champions, but let's say Absorbing Man Mystic class, it's the only Mystic that's released recently, but Absorbing Man definitely has an impact to the top of the Mystic class, basically. So that's going to be also very interesting to see where we find all the classes ranking respectively. Then we're going to go top 10 of each class. So, Cosmic, Mystic, whatever, top 10s. And then we're going to move on top 20 champions in the game, part 1 and 2 overall. That's going to happen when we mash all of those rankings together. And then we're going to look also specifically for BG, attackers, defenders, and dual purpose champions. I also wanted to include a very quick top 10 7 stars in the game right now, ranked, because now we have had a bit more chance to see how all of these champions perform. And obviously with 7 stars, there's an additional kind of criteria that need to be taken in consideration, and that is how well they perform unduped and at low sig. And, it is without a doubt at the moment for like 99.9% of the community that does have access to 7 stars, the SIG situation is extremely important, and that, in my opinion, objectively, changes valuations of these champions, because for vast majority, even if you get the 7 star but can't get them SIG'd up and you can't get them awakened, then they're just going to be sitting on a shelf, which, in my opinion, disqualifies them from the ranking that they could get as 6 stars, because 6 star level, it's relatively trivial matter to give a gem and some 6 stones to somebody. And then obviously we're going to finish it up with a tier list update. And we are going to be starting all of these videos tomorrow. So 13th of June is when we're starting these. And I will be trying to upload one of these videos virtually every single day, so we finish it off before the month of June ends. But I also wanted to ask you guys if there is another top category that you want me to include in these ranking series specifically, something that I might have left out, if there is some sort of ranking that you wish to see for an area of the game or some other twist or spin on something like that. That said, yeah, let me know whether you are looking forward to this. Let me know what you guys hope I would add to these ranking series. But meanwhile, be ready, be prepared. I know that a lot of you are looking forward to these very much every 6 months. And I do too. I absolutely love making these videos and stir up a bit of controversy, because can't ever please anybody. Every single time I release one of these, I get slack for placing something where somebody always disagrees. But that's part of the fun. So let me know what you guys think, and I'm going to catch you guys later. Bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about